But now I'm woke, I've got to pop in the word anti-fascist. So people know I'm not a fascist. When are we going to stop taking went to Eton as a qualification to run the country? I mean, now.
Ricky Gervais is totally done with Hollywood's woke act. Picture him standing in front of top celebrities with millions watching, calling them out. No sugarcoating. For years, this blunt British comedian has been tearing into Hollywood's so-called progressive crowd, exposing their double standards, their endless speeches, and their need to tell everyone how virtuous they are. Ricky's point? Stop preaching. Start entertaining. To him, there's nothing more ridiculous than a celebrity trying to be a social justice hero while living in a mansion. And he's making sure we all see it. I mean, he literally dismantled woke beliefs in front of Hollywood celebrities.
Oh, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you?
Ricky Gervais isn't here to please everyone, and he's definitely not holding back when it comes to his jokes. He's openly admitted that it's his job to make jokes about the bad stuff, and he's going to keep doing just that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? It's... offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second-guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that. But, you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing, you know, because I'm not doing it for the 200 egos in the room. I'm doing it for the 200 million people watching around who aren't winning awards, who aren't millionaires. And freedom of speech is so important these days. I've reached the age now where I don't care anymore. It's a sin. Not to joke about all the bad things, that's a waste. Because that's exactly what we should joke about.
Ricky even made jokes about pronouns and the so-called woke culture. During the Golden Globe Awards, he cracked a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, who was previously Bruce Jenner. This, of course, offended the woke community, but he went on to joke about how they got offended by the joke.
Relax, I'm going to be nice tonight. I've changed. Not as much as Bruce Jenner. And I found out my crime was that I dead-named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him at the Olympic Games. It was decathlon, it was in everything. It was all over the place. Shot put and pole vault. He won a medal. He was famous. It was on telly all the time. But, you know, a big, famous man with a huge, I don't know, but I mean, I guess he probably means a big, but I've learned my lesson. Now, I'd never dead name her now. No, I know it's right. I'd never dead name her now.
He absolutely roasted woke culture because he knew he was too big to be canceled. He took it a step further by pretending to be a social media woke influencer, mocking how they act like they know everything, from politics to society to culture to rights, when in reality they know next to nothing. He turned their own self-righteousness into the punchline. Just take a look. This is the most fun part of all.
Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country.
Ricky Gervais, never one to hold back, is ready to tackle a topic that's recently become a major flashpoint: cultural appropriation. Remember a time when sharing cultures was actually seen as positive, when embracing elements from other backgrounds was a way of celebrating diversity, not a cause for controversy? Well, not today. Now it's a no-no to even touch anything outside your own heritage. Ricky's about to go off on how celebrities like Gwen Stefani and Jamie Oliver have been slammed for simply drawing inspiration from other cultures. With his signature blend of blunt honesty and biting humor, he's about to ask some questions that'll leave you thinking. Let's hear what he has to say.
Cultural appropriation. Have you heard of that? Cultural appropriation. The latest no-no. Now, again, in my day, it was considered a good thing to swap ideas with other cultures, with other nations, to share things with other races, to assimilate. It was the opposite of racist. Now it's racist. Gwen Stefani got in trouble in her last video because she had her blonde hair in dreadlocks. People go, no, black people invented dreadlocks, you can't have them, you're white, that's racist. Jamie Oliver got in trouble when he put out authentic jerk chicken recipe. People go, no, black people invented that, you can't have it, you're white, that's racist. Now, black people, they use the N-word, don't they? We invented that. That's the one, isn't it? That's the one.
Now get ready. Ricky Gervais is about to call out the virtue signalers in his classic no-nonsense style. You know the ones, right? Those who love tearing others down just to boost their own image, all while claiming they're protecting minorities. Ricky's got a bone to pick with how patronizing this is, as if minorities can't laugh at themselves or handle a joke. But here's the kicker. Ricky, a white, straight multimillionaire, is about as far from marginalized as it gets. Yet does he whine about being outnumbered? Nope. In fact, he's about to draw one of the funniest and most unexpected comparisons to his struggles. Let's hear him lay it down.
But these people are virtue signaling. They're trying to bring people down to raise their own status. And they say it's because, no, we're protecting minorities. Like, they're basically saying minorities haven't got a sense of humour, which is so patronising. And I get that as well, to what it's like to be outnumbered. In this country, we're still only 5% black, 5% Asian, 5% LGBTQ, you know, tiny numbers. Now, I'm a white, heterosexual multi-millionaire, right? There's less than 1% of us. Do I whine? No. Do I don't mind. I just get on with it. Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Just keep I'm like Rosa Parks. Do you know what I mean? I'm like... Except I fought for the right to never have to take a seat on a bus.
Alright, buckle up, because Ricky Gervais is about to shred the woke crowd with his signature no-nonsense approach. He's had enough of elites parading around with their prestigious pedigrees and self-important titles, thinking they've got the right to lecture the rest of us on how to live. And don't get him started on today's epidemic, not just the virus, but the wave of anxiety and depression that's sweeping through a society wrapped up in its own contradictions. With kids losing out on real college experiences and misinformation flying everywhere, Ricky's here to call out exactly what's going wrong and why we shouldn't be listening to these so-called woke celebs.
When are we going to stop taking went to Eton as a qualification to run the country? I mean, now. So that's why I'm doing this as well, because I've noticed all around, you know, there's a lot of annoyance and frustration, totally justified as well. Misinformation, anger. But I think the next pandemic is going to be like anxiety and depression, you know. God knows how it affects like teenagers who have had their, you know, some of the best years of their life sort of taken away. And college. I didn't go to college to study. You know what I mean? 3 years living at home, doing things on Zoom. That's not my idea. That's not my idea of a college experience.
Well, Ricky didn't stop there, because Ricky's about to dive headfirst into the irony of wokeness. He's had it with celebrities trying to boost their social points by slapping anti-fascist or ally in their bios, as if that magically grants them moral authority. In true Ricky style, he's poking fun at how easy it is to join the woke brigade online. Just one quick bio update, and boom, you're a hero. If you've ever rolled your eyes at this trend, this next clip is going to be a treat.
Our show Supernature dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can. I did. Yeah. The inevitable backlash, which made it the most watched special of the year. So I've learnt my lesson. No, I have learnt my lesson, and that's why I'm going to be woke from now on. It's about time. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I am woke, and now I'm woke. The first thing I've got to do is change my Twitter bio, Because at the moment, it's like a list of the shows I've created. But now I'm woke, I've got to pop in the word anti-fascist. So people know I'm not a fascist.
And as if Ricky hadn't already delivered enough, he's just getting started. Now, he's proudly proclaiming his new woke status with a twist, saying he's ready to change his bio to anti-fascist and declare his love for illegal immigrants. Like, that's the ultimate badge of virtue. In classic Ricky style, he's diving right into how some celebrities wear their wokeness like an accessory, grabbing onto whatever slogan is trendy that day. If you've been laughing along so far, just wait, because this next bit is peak Ricky, holding up the mirror to Hollywood's so-called activism.
Well, I am woke now, and I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yeah, sue me now. Sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? I look for a boat, and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them, and I go over here, like, right? And I pull them into shore, and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just come on, lads. Come on, lads. If I go down there one day and there's no boat, I am absolutely fucking gutted. I just sort of wander into town and I stand by the traffic lights and I wait for a big lorry to pull up, right? And I look underneath and there's a lad sort of clutching like that. And I go, where you headed? And he goes, Gary Lineker's house. I go, it's just down there.
In his second Netflix stand-up special, Ricky Gervais dives into everything from the rules of comedy to the art of spoiling his cats, and even goes off on how mind-blowingly extra nature can be. He's got jokes, brutal truths, and his trademark wit, all served up with a side of pure Gervais charm, whether he's poking fun at the latest comedy do's and don'ts, sharing just how far he'll go for his feline companions, or marveling at nature's extremes. Ricky brings it all together in a way only he can. This is Gervais, unfiltered and unapologetic.
There's a new type of comedy at the moment called woke comedy, right? No, it's very progressive, you know. There are some clubs now where the comedian has to sign a thing saying he won't say anything contentious or he won't say anything that could offend anyone. It's a safe space for the audience, woke comedy. And I tried to watch a bit of it and I decided I'd rather watch Louis C.K. masturbate. Can't mention him anymore. He's cancelled. Not enough to apologise and move on. You got to, like poor Kevin Hart. See, Kevin Hart, he got the job hosting the Oscars. It was his best day ever. He was on Twitter going, "Oh, I've wanted to do this all my life," right? And then someone found these 10-year-old tweets, right? That they were sort of childish, sort of shitty, homophobic tweets. It was about his son. He was mucking around. He said, "Oh, my son's doing so-and-so. I hope he's not gay." There was a massive backlash. He went, "Oh, sorry, I'm not homophobic, really sorry." He deleted them, right, and said, "I'm really sorry." 10 years later, someone finds a screen grab and goes, "Look, he's done this." Oh, big thing. The Oscars go, "Oh, you got to apologise again." He went, "No, I've apologised. I can't keep apologising." And he's right. If there's no value to saying sorry and evolving, he might as well just tweet him again. Right? That's how I deal with shit. Anyway.
Ricky Gervais has built a career on saying what others won't, and in doing so, he's become one of the most influential and controversial comedians of his generation. Whether he's mocking Hollywood or defending free speech, his humor cuts through the noise of modern culture.
Ignorance is the biggest danger to humanity. You know, it really is. I mean, that's a very broad thing to say, but I mean, there are some incredibly stupid people in the world. I agree. It's someone says they're offended. I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive.
Yeah.
I want them to start saying I found it offensive, because you've got to own the emotion, because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing intrinsically offensive about this joke.
And that's a wrap on Ricky Gervais, folks. Hilarious as always, with his sharp wit and fearless takes on everything from comedy to life itself. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another moment of truth, laughs, and the occasional mic drop. Catch you next time.